Hello, I think we're live. Yeah, that looks like we're live. That just took it took its own sweet time. Sorry for the technical difficulties, everyone. Some issue to do with the mics. I just hope I'm on the correct mics again. This gets quite cumbersome from time to time. Yeah, we're on the right mics, so cool. I mean, the AirPods aren't working, but it is what it is. Welcome back to another scrunched up episode, a game week review and a game week preview put together in one. I'm your host, Stubborn. If you're listening to this on Spotify, just a bit of housekeeping to begin with. We do this show live on primarily on Mondays. We do two shows: a review on a Monday and a preview on either a Wednesday or a Thursday, depending on the schedule. But now that since the game weeks are becoming shorter, we will be doing another live on Sunday, which I believe is the 27th. No, that makes no sense. 23rd was yesterday, so that would be the 28th. The 28th of August, we'll be doing another live as we prep for Game Week 5, which is what next Tuesday because of the World Cup, right? So too long didn't read or too long didn't hear. Live show happens on YouTube every Monday and Wednesday, sometimes on Sundays, but the audio file will be on Spotify soon after the live stream is done. So if you can't join us for the live stream, which is a more interactive experience, please feel free to join us for wow for us on. It's been a bit of a day. Join us on Spotify, basically. I kind of got my wires all crossed there. Very interesting. But anyway, I'm going to start off by talking about where does one begin in a week that promised so much. Right now it's just me. The others will join in due course. So let's get through a fair share of results that have happened over the weekend. Some fairly inconsequential ones. I think nobody expected Arsenal to go to Bournemouth and lose, even though historically they've had a bit of a tricky time there in the past. But if you were to actually think about it and just look at how fluid that team has been since the season kicked off, or even from preseason, if you actually want to go that far back, it was going to take a massive upset for Bournemouth to have gotten anything from that game. And with Odegaard scoring 2 in the first half, it kind of put the game to bed. Bournemouth haven't strengthened well. A lot of the team that came up, a lot of the members of the team that came up are championship level, which is still a high level, especially compared to you and I, but little to, I mean, to no impact when it comes to the Premier League. That jump is so high. And Odegaard, who got 2, William Saliba scores a screamer, therefore adding to his legend as the next best thing, the next best defender, the next best Virgil van Dijk. And we'll get to Van Dijk. I think I'm just waiting on the others to join in. Vishnu was supposed to be a part of the episode today, but he's been held up with some work, who some of you may know from last week's episode. So fairly run-of-the-mill routine for Arsenal, I'd say at this point. Pretty damn straightforward. Now, any other results? Let's actually just pull up the results to see who did what over the weekend, so I just have a fair idea. I don't want to gloss out on things that we may have, the results that did happen, because I want to save the main discussion points for when the boys come on board. So if we were to go back and look at the results, I think Sid's joining us in just a second, in about 2 minutes. So West Ham losing at Brighton is another big blow to their start of the season. I think they haven't scored any goals. They're on 0 points. They're propping up the table at the moment. So not much going their way. They're expecting a win this week against Villa, but we'll save that for the preview section. Spurs, pretty run-of-the-mill, very boring win against Wolves. Perisic heads on from a corner to give to Kane, who then taps it into the net. Spurs run out 1-0 winners against Wolves. Apparently, they weren't very great to watch. Palace seemed to be deeming Gerrard to an early sack. They ran out 3-1 winners against Aston Villa. Zaha with 2 goals and Mateta with one. Watkins has had one as a consolation. Everton equalized, I think, the dying embers of that game against Nottingham Forest. A goal from Andre Gray. Fulham beat Brentford again in the dying minutes, another last minute stoppage time goal, with Mitrovic rising above the Brentford defenders to steal a winner at the end. Leicester look like they're in trouble. They look like they're in deep, deep trouble. They took the lead versus Southampton, but Southampton equalized and then went ahead and saw the game out comfortably. And I think that's kind of it to begin with. I think let's just wait for a couple of minutes before these boys join in while I sip on my hot chocolate. As you can hear, I'm not exactly in the best of health, but the show must go on. I must swallow the straw there. But out of the three games that took place, which one do we start off with? I think if there was a game that we could start off discussing, the most exciting game of the weekend was Newcastle versus Man City. Now, Man City went in pretty early. Went ahead pretty early in this game. A great goal from Gundogan, who is this fast turning into this weird shadow striker that they've got going for them at the moment. But then you know what they say, right? Like when Man City take an early lead, it's going to be such a frustrating experience for the opposition team because they just don't give you the ball, and that gets extremely infuriating if you're uh, the opposite team. But Newcastle didn't take that to heart. Newcastle just Newcastle, man, they ran right. They were tearing City to shreds. I think Kyle Walker had a horrible time against Saint Maximan, who I'm not quite sure if he runs or if he glides or slash dances his way through defenses. There's a bit of grace attached to that dude, and which makes for very, very pleasant viewing, right up until he gets to the edge of the box where he ultimately fluffs his lines and the ball goes out for a throw in or something. Very entertaining to watch, but and on most days, very, very more hiss than more miss than hit rather. And but when it came to the game against City, he was on top form. Absolutely amazing to watch. Equalized through Miguel Almiron, which furthered the narrative, right? Like that wonderful narrative that was set when Jack Grealish, I think, mentioned that Mahrez was hooked off at during a City game last season because he was playing like Almiron, and that just gave Almiron a chip on his shoulder. And with no Jack Grealish in sight, he uh, he ducked down to make sure that the team had, the team equalized, and then Callum Wilson with a wonder goal, absolute wonder goal um, to give them the lead. Then Kieran Trippier, as if that goal wasn't enough, scores a blinder of a free kick towards Alisson's side, and Newcastle for about 5 minutes are in dreamland. And then something really strange happens. Uh, not strange. I mean, you'd consider it to be pretty normal, but Haaland pulls one back, and then Kevin De Bruyne does a thing that nobody else in the world would have attempted to do. So Kevin De Bruyne somehow slots a pass, rather that he nutmegs a player. It takes a deflection as it nutmegs the player, goes into the path of Bernardo Silva, who then slots it to make it 3-3. Now, it's kind of hilarious how 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 that game turned out, because for one, if you're a Newcastle fan, for 1 minute it's pure euphoria, and for the second it's and suddenly, like, you're just holding on for dear life as City start to pile on the pressure. So it's good that Newcastle kind of found their way through, and they've been doing their business in silence, like no rumors, no bidding wars. They have landed Alexander Isaac for what, 70 million is what the figures that's being quoted, which is kind of nuts. Let me just pull up the article because nobody saw this coming. I literally saw him score a wonder goal um, sometime like what 2 days ago, 2 3 days ago, and then I was introduced to something known as the Alexander Isaac cycle, where he scores one goal. There's a lot of buzz. Then he goes on a massive scoring drought, and then again scores a goal, gets back into. Uh, there's a massive buzz. People want to sign him, and then rinse and repeat. It's a vicious cycle that that player that people have been making fun of for quite some time. Let's see, Alexander Isaac. Where is the article? If I pull this up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, here we go. 58 million pounds, so that equates to about 75 million euros. Joins Real Sociedad from Borussia Dortmund 3 years ago and has scored 44 goals in 132 appearances. Strikers also scored 9 goals in 37 games for Sweden. Isaac scored for Spanish side in a 4-1 defeat to Barcelona in La Liga this weekend. Yeah, he chipped Ter Stegen, right? And I think that was enough for the Newcastle hierarchy to um, to sign them up. Tucker in the chat says Maguire and Ronaldo had to look great on the bench. Yeah, we'll discuss that. I'm actually waiting for these boys to join us in Tucker, so that's a game I really want to discuss because I stayed up extremely late to watch that game. I'm sure all of us did if you were in the Indian subcontinent. So you never it was a bit of a chaotic end to my night, so to speak. Yeah, as for Isaac, is it Isaac or Isaac? I think Isaac is what it is, right? Newcastle have also landed Joao Pedro. I think that they're another. Um, then that's like one more player that they've got. I think he's from Watford, and I believe there's another team that's chasing Ismail Assar. I forget which it is. Anyone in the comments knows, just let me know. So if Isaac completes his move to St. James, he will become Newcastle's fourth signing of the summer. Arrivals are Sven Botman, Matt Target, and Nick Pope, and the eighth permanent arrival since the Saudi-backed consortium's takeover last autumn. So Newcastle are doing their business smartly. Like there seem to be no fuss, no big furore over anything. Just good, decent business. Now Sid's here. Hello, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening. How you be?
Good, good. I mean, I'm really ecstatic this week. Finally, after God knows how long, I'm just
So,
so happy to be on the pod.
so I've left that game and the Leeds Chelsea game for us to discuss. I've kind of gone
I
through
think
like a
even
bit
the
of a
City Newcastle game.
yeah. I mean, I kind of just breezed through it, but I'd love to know your perspective on it and what you. I'm sure it's a game we all ended up watching because that was that late Sunday evening kickoff. None of us have anything to do. Uh,
Yeah,
I don't know. You probably had something to do. I had nothing to do, so I was watching that game.
I was actually out at a friend's house. We'd gone out for some dinner. So, but
Hmm.
I watched the highlights of the game though. Dude, I think there were parts of that game where City seemed like they had no clue what was hitting them. There was like a 10-15 minute spell where I think the possession was like 80-20 towards Newcastle.
95-5 at one point. City just couldn't get the ball.
Wow.
And this is Man City, right? Like we're talking about.
I've never seen that. I've never ever seen that. Even when Madrid beat them in the Champions League, Madrid didn't have that kind of possession.
It was kind of insane. They just kept
I've
hit.
never known City to be outpossessed. But that's, I mean, I've never known Eddie Howe teams to play like that, you know? Like when Bournemouth played, they sort of played on the counter more often than not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I don't
he
know.
had
I don't
Fraser
remember.
on one side, Callum Wilson,
Yeah, yeah. Who was Jefferson Lerma? Who else is there?
Jefferson Lerma.
Uh,
Yeah,
r-
there was a
um,
speedy guy on the left. I'm forgetting his name.
wasn't
But yeah, they were
Phobia
all
there
like
as well? Jordan Ibe.
what about the guy who went from United to Bournemouth? He scored like within the
Josh
first ten
King.
seconds, like Josh King. Yeah,
Yeah. So
uh,
quite a few of them, right? But I don't think Josh King
yeah. So
is.
he's always had that pace, like running behind, off the shoulder. He's never been possession football. And Newcastle and I think with this Isaac deal, I think it's almost done, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like it's done. No, they've
Alexander
got him.
Isaac. I think I
Yeah, they've got him. Yeah, 70,
oh
70,
they've got him.
75
Okay, 70 million.
euros.
Yeah, yeah, 70 million
Yeah,
pounds. That's what I read. Like, and you know what? Like Newcastle just going about their business quietly, no rumors, no nothing. Like you just said, there's no big uproar about any signing. Even the Bruno Guimaraes signing. I mean, one day he was not there, and the next day he was. Like,
I can't believe the other clubs let that signing happen without stepping in. That guy is so good, and for the amount they've got
yeah,
him at,
that's a steal deal if you ask me.
45 million for Bruno Guimaraes. Dude, that's just daylight robbery. That guy is so damn good. I mean, I watched the game on Sunday, and Alan Saint Maximan did everything but moonwalk on Kyle Walker. That's basically what it felt looked like. He was dancing his way through, sending him one way, turning the other. Um, and like the way he breaks for that Callum Wilson goal is amazing. He takes him one way, then absolutely shifts his pace onto the other side, and then sets up Callum Wilson, who scores with the outside of his foot. What a finish! And I'm thinking, oh, that probably is not going to be bested anytime soon. In comes Kieran Trippier with a free kick that is towards Edison, right? Like Edison anticipates it going the other way, then doesn't. Then it suddenly catches him unawares as it flies back towards his corner. But highlight of that game till now, and I mentioned this a little earlier, was the Kevin De Bruyne pass for the Bernardo Silva goal. That was a thing of beauty.
Which one?
Kevin De Bruyne pass
The pass.
for
Oh
the
my God! I was when I yeah for the I think for the third goal when I oh no
yeah
was it the second goal? No, was it
for
third
the
goal or
third
the
goal, the
second?
equalizer.
The Silva goal.
The
No, was it Silva?
yeah Silva, yeah.
Gundogan. Oh, Gundogan. Who scored it? One of the two. Yeah.
Silva scored it, no?
But what a pass!
Gundogan
What a
scored.
pass, dude! Like I don't think many players in world football ever ever playing would have seen that pass.
I haven't seen anybody play that pass ever. It's just it was an absolute thing of beauty. It was oof, that was so good.
I
But
mean, I know
hmm.
I like Fabregas could have seen that pass. I think.
But
Uh,
I haven't seen
who
Fabregas
else?
attempt that pass. I've never seen a player attempt to pass, nutmeg a player to make a pass in the towards the 18-yard box. Maybe someone can jog my memory if there's been a pass that has led to a goal like that before. I don't remember it.
I mean, Fabregas has given. I feel like one of the best assists. Remember when he played at Chelsea, the Shurla goal, the very first goal of the season. I think that
Is it
was
the
the Mourinho era.
where
The
he
ball comes in
lobs
from
it, right?
Ivanovic. He just plants his foot, lobs over the and then
Oh right,
lobs
and
over the defenders, and Shurla just uh,
captured
finishes
it. Oh,
it
I know exactly what you're talking about. On the edge of the box, he lifts it like the pass comes
on the
in
edge of the box. Yeah.
and he
Oh
lifts it
my
over.
God, that is a beaut.
Oh, that's so difficult to do. I don't know
I
how these boys do
I
it.
know these guys, man. Something else. That's why it's like when I saw that pass. I mean, obviously I watched the highlights of the game, and when I saw that, I was like, man, there's nobody in world football right now who could have seen that pass, and forget seen it. I mean, made that pass. Like
Yeah, Kevin De Bruyne. I think best
Yeah.
midfielder on the planet, if not
Yeah,
Modric.
without a doubt. I think he's the best player on the planet right now.
The best
I
player on
mean,
the planet.
who would you put closest to him, right? Like,
Not- Right now, on form, I don't think anybody. He's probably the best player on the planet right now.
yeah, on form.
Um,
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying
yeah,
best player ever. I'm just saying in current form, I think he's the best player on the planet.
oh for sure. And now speaking, I think that's as good of a segue as we can get to talk about former best players on the planet in the United versus Liverpool game. Now,
Are
lead
we
us into
are,
this, my friend. Like,
are we talking about the one that was on the bench? Are we talking about the one that had literally one touch of the football, one telling
we
touch
can
of the
talk
football?
We can talk about both because see, I've been saying this for ages, okay, and you know this. We've been on Football Group, so I've been catching a lot of shit from Liverpool fans, especially when I suggested that we Liverpool don't renew Salah's contract and that they focus their efforts on Mane instead. Salah is good at getting you the goals, but it really is Mane who does the grunt work on that left hand side, and now you're seeing it, right?
Yeah.
Um, you're literally seeing. I know Liverpool have had injuries, but that Mane-sized hole is now being amplified. And in a game where um, Salah needed to step up, he he's slowly inching towards that poacher role that people and that progress to as when they hit their late 30s.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that fits a system where you already have Darwin Núñez, who's going to be that kind of striker, where that he's in the box causing havoc all the time, and I guess that works. But the idea that Liverpool would swarm players and push their fullbacks up, and Salah and Mane would be creating havoc on either side. I just don't think Salah has had it in him for a while. He may prove me wrong, and I'm waiting to be proven wrong. He may come back against Bournemouth and score four for all I know. Probably be the most captain player in FPL this weekend. But like he was absent. But I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Let's build up to this game. So
You know what? I think all of I think anyone you asked, even the most diehard of United fans, I think they all predicted a bare minimum of a 2-0 loss. I think that was the bare
yeah, exactly.
minimum. Like,
I thought
especially, I mean,
we
it
would
was
lose.
it was more once they found out Maguire wasn't starting, it was a 2-0 loss. I think
Yeah,
everybody, like, you'd given a United fan 2-0 loss at the start of the game, they would have just taken it and said, okay, let's move on. 3 games down, 3 losses. Let's just focus on the next game.
yeah. I
But the
thought
way
Southampton. Yeah.
but the way they started, oh my, I think the first thing was when the team sheet came out, there was no Ronaldo, no Maguire, no Shaw. I think
Hmm.
that set the tone because then you made Bruno captain, and it went back to being the Bruno of old. This was the Bruno BC. By BC, I mean before Cristiano.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, so I think, and making him captain, I think more than, I think there was even Varane and Licha. What? How do you say
Licha.
that? Licha.
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 Hmm.
Uh,
I think he's this.
Finally, he got his centre back pairing right after 3 bloody games. Like, I don't know why
I
he
just
didn't start with these guys, dude.
yeah. I think Varane was slightly unfit to begin with, but oh man, when 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 Martinez basically like slide tackles Salah within the first 5 minutes, and
First,
then
yeah, within, I think it was
gives
the
him a
second
shoulder.
or third minute, I was like, yeah,
Okay, it's on, boys.
yeah, we're in a
And
game now.
mm, hello, okay, everyone in the chat. Hello. So we'll get to your questions and like your comments in a bit. But so this game is obviously against the backdrop of the Glazers out protest that's been happening, and there were a lot of people outside the stadium who weren't being allowed into the grounds. I think 8 minutes into kickoff was finally when people started getting let in, and like a lot of people went to protest. So everyone was already pumped up to begin with, and of course it's a derby. It's United Liverpool, one of English football's greatest rivalries, and Harry Maguire, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Luke Shaw are on the bench. So there's no like if anyone messes up today, you can't pinpoint at any of those three as reasons as to why they didn't do too well. In the build up to the game, Ronaldo kind of ghosts Carragher And
That was. You know
so
why, right?
yeah, because Carragher's been saying he's the
Yeah,
reason why United are
exactly.
doing too well.
He's been calling
So
Ronaldo out the entirety of last season.
yeah, so Ronaldo is, I mean, knows to hold a grudge. It's kind of what spurs him on, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him more involved in the Southampton game. But let's just kind of address the game. I think the game was lost in midfield, and also due to some very strange decision making, courtesy of their backline. I know Joel Matip is out. I know Ibrahim Konate is out, but Joe
Ben,
Gomez
can I ask you a
and
question?
yeah,
Who, can I ask you a question? Who played striker for Liverpool?
Firmino, he was playing midfield.
Firmino was there in the game?
Yeah, that's the thing.
What? I saw Miller as the most attacking player, like half the
Yeah,
time.
Firmino was basically dropping
Bobby
into
played.
midfield. He
I
did,
was like,
yeah.
I'm like, where is the striker like this? I obviously Darwin Nunes was red carded, but I'm like, wait, where's Jota? Then I realized Jota's injured. Then I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
Milner is the most attacking player. But then I'm like, wait, Milner's a midfielder. Where's Bobby? And then finally Bobby pops up in midfield like 25 minutes into the game, and I'm like, oh, there he is.
I was like, okay, this is strange. More than anything else, more than Bobby. At 15 minutes in, I was watching this game with my cousin. I turned to my cousin and I say, I haven't seen Salah at all. Like since the Martinez tackle, I really haven't seen Mohamed Salah.
That's because he was in Malassia's pocket.
Can we like give Malaysia his flowers?
I think
That
I think I think he was the man of the match personally. Him or Licha were the man of the match for me at least.
yeah, those boys were just uh, they were so good, so good in the on the day, thunderous in the tackle, winning every ball. Martinez almost scores an own
Oh
goal,
my! Hey, that was not
prevents another
Martinez.
one,
That was Bruno almost scoring an own goal. And trust me, if it was
and then
Maguire,
Martinez did the same
it
thing in
would
the
have
second half.
gone into the net.
So I saw I saw a wonderful. So if you're not following alternative MUFC, I think you should
Uh,
really should.
I did,
It's
I
one of
did, I
those
did.
guys that do speech to text commentary of the game. And alternative MUFC says just because you're wearing the armband doesn't mean you need to defend like Harry Maguire. So
Oh
so
God!
imagine uh, just like my heart, especially in that exact moment, like just before that, and my cousin turned to me and said, "We look solid defensively," and I said, "Don't," and then the ball bounces off, and Bruno almost puts it in his own net. I have
That was
never
at one
whacked.
nil down, right? Yeah, that
Yeah,
was at 1-0
exactly.
down.
I have
Yeah.
never whacked somebody with a pillow as hard as I did that evening. I said, "You just shut up, and you're not saying a single word until this game is over."
But you know what? Honestly, apart from the goal they scored, I just remembered one chance that they had. To be honest, I don't think we. I don't think it was a frantic last 10 minutes. Also, I don't remember them having any chances in the like after they clawed one back. I don't remember them having any chances. And you know what? Why did Fabinho not start the game? If he
I don't
was
think he was
fit
fit.
to come, no, if he was fit to come on at Old Trafford for what 30 odd minutes, I think he could have played the first 60 minutes. He could have, right?
He could have. I thought he could have played the first. They'd have given them more control, shut the crowd up because anyway, confidence in that United team is brittle.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
He
it
could have
would have
just
like
quietened the crowd, like because the way United came out of the blocks, they were like I don't know, a kid in a candy store, like just going at it.
yeah, and so Cosmo in the chat brings up an important point. He says Virgil van Dijk has been exposed by Mitrovic first. Now, Virgil van Dijk has made some very questionable choices over the last three games, and let's get into the first goal in the game. So that's scored. So the first one is like a 1-2 that completely wrong
Oh,
foot Trent. So and Trent is just like uh, Trent. Funnily enough, is getting the runaround by Elanga of all people. Elanga was roasting him
oh,
for
oh,
so long,
oh.
and if
I
Elanga had better end product, he would have probably scored. I feel now I feel bad, or rather I understand that chance that it's just pure bad luck that it didn't go in. Uh, because three things surprised me, and two things surprised me in that, in the build up to that. One, the pass by Scott McTominay. I'm like, wow, where did this come from? You can pass forward. How did this? How is this even possible? The last time you did that, it went for a throw in. So Bruno gets the, Bruno gets the ball, just about gets it to Langa, and I think he's about to score, right? And then it
He
comes off.
started celebrating. He ran towards the crowd in celebration. I
Yeah,
think
he did.
even Ten Hag is celebrating. I, I think he slightly miscued it, like ever so
Fine.
slightly.
I think he put too much on, like too much
Yeah, he
like
put too
curl
much.
onto
Yeah, he put
it.
too much. He slightly but I think it was too much power. If he just maybe a little power off, the ball was gonna go in for sure.
Yeah, that's that in the bottom corner, and that
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's when I thought, oh, here we go, that chance is missed. But then cut to Trent doing Trent things. United exposed him so badly, and I've been saying this for some time.
Dude,
As good
he's
as he
he's an
is,
attacker in a defender's body. Trust me,
yeah.
he's not a traditional fullback. He cannot defend to save his life. I mean, more and more, the more I watch him, I think it's only because of Liverpool's high line, high press that he keeps getting away with it. In an England system, I don't know if he's going to do well. To be honest, I think Reece James has a
That's
much
why
better
I don't
chance
think.
to play as a right wing
Yeah, I think
back
Reece
than
James.
Trent does.
See, the first responsibility of the right back is to defend. I think Reece James's quality far
Yeah,
surpasses um, his
Trent.
Trent there. And if Reece plays as a third centre back in England's three-man system, because there's a
Then
very
Walker
strong
plays.
likelihood
Then
Maguire,
Walker plays.
yeah, yeah, then Walker might play the wing back position. Oh, you never know.
Yeah,
So Trent, I don't know how he gets into that squad, especially on current
dude.
form. But
Honestly, at this point, the Brighton right back is better than Trent in terms of defending. What's his name?
oh, Tariq Lamptey,
Terry Clampty. Yeah, he's
Lamptey.
better at defending than
Yeah.
Trent.
I've I loved Lamptey. I'm surprised Brighton. I mean, Brighton have, I want to quote the sky for that boy at this point.
Yeah,
So it's going to be very interesting to see where he ends up going. But then the ball comes
you,
during this game. The ball comes in uh, to Sancho, and I'm saying pass it to Rashford. He's got a better shot. Instead, I'm clearly not the professional footballer. Sancho sits down Milner, sends Allison the wrong way. Meanwhile, all this time, Virgil van Dijk is just standing. And
even Trent is
I'm
just go back and
credit to
watch it.
Bruno.
Even Trent is just standing. Go back and watch it. Both Van Dijk and Trent are
Yeah.
just stand. Trent is just standing because he got like 1-2 easily, and he
Mm.
just stood there and
And he
he's
doesn't.
watching Sancho. He doesn't make a move towards the ball. Both Van Dijk
He
and him don't
doesn't.
make a
And
move towards
then
the ball.
I must admit a great assist by Bruno. Bruno was like Bruno's pointing kind
Ah,
of.
like shoot it here,
Bruno
son,
just
shoot it
like right
here.
there.
Uh, The funny thing is,
And
he
if you
posts
were in
about
this,
it on his Insta the next morning.
oh, he did.
Yeah, he says, "Look, Sancho, if you listen to me, you'd have more goals now," or something like that. It was on his Insta story.
If you listen to this, hmm, if you listen to this on
But
the
you know
English
what?
commentary,
I think
you can hear
you know what? Like,
Gary Neville scream.
yeah. I do it. I don't know why they. Right now you're in India, but once you go to US, you're gonna hear the voice of an angel, Peter Drury, because they took him out
I
of
know.
England, and now he's in the US,
Yeah, I think
which is such a shame.
Arlo White's contract is up, and I liked Arlo too. I don't know why.
Allows too, but dude, Peter Drury is the best. We had Connor McNamara. Oh my god, he sounded so horrible.
Yeah.
But
But anyway,
you know
so
what?
that
Like,
that
but you know what? I think I can cut VVD some slack because he was stood there because he didn't know like Allison had dived behind him. So he just assumed
Hmm.
that Allison had one side covered, so he'll have the other side covered. But
And then, yeah,
I
that's
don't
the
think he had
only,
a clue that Allison had dived the wrong way.
yeah. And when that goal went in, I think there's a sense of relief, right? Especially for us as United fans, which is like, oh, okay, that goal's been coming. Now let's get through this. And I turned to my cousin. I said, listen, we need another goal in this half because we are going to concede one for sure. It didn't happen in the half. United were great. I think towards the latter half of the first half, they kind of
They
wilted away a
tired.
little bit.
They sort of tired. Yeah.
Yeah. So it and then the second half, they started once again started on fire, and Henderson, God knows what he's doing in the box, ends up rather in the middle of the park, and then he ends up gifting a pass to to Anthony Martial, and at first when I saw that run, I thought he was offside, but it's the shoulder that plays Marcus Rashford on.
Yeah.
Like he's and then he runs through, and I'm like, dude, just whack it. Don't try any of your side foot crap. Just whack it. And it's exactly what he does.
Dude,
Bam.
uh, it looked very bad for Allison as a keeper because he got beaten on his near post.
Yeah, and he left quite a bit of gap. If you look back and see what's the goal,
Yeah.
Allison is showing him all of the near post, and I
Yeah.
didn't know if he was trying to confuse him. But Rashford, when Rashford powers his shots and he doesn't give a shit, and he doesn't try to like gracefully slide it into the bottom corner, nobody's saving those. And what a hit! Like I've been shitting on Rashford's ability, or rather his performances for the last year or so because he's been so bad. He
I hope
outworked.
yesterday was his second coming because he was number one in stats, sprints, distance covered. I'm talking of all 22 players on the that started the game.
Yeah,
All 22 shots on shots, sprints, distance covered, and one other stat where he was number one. I'm forgetting which one that was. I think it was take-ons.
take-ons, is it?
Yeah, I think it was take-on. So he was number one in all four stats that
Oof.
matter in a game. And I think he had a fabulous game. Like he should have had one more goal at least. You remember where he beat a couple of players, beat Trent, beat Gomez, and then he took a shot, but it either went just above the crossbar or clipped the crossbar. I don't quite remember, but he should have had at least another one.
Yeah. So I mean, there's the that was we're talking about the time where Varane was basically juggling in the opposition box, and then he sets up Rashford, who kind of like side foots it into the bottom corner, but Allison
And then he stops it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No. I'm not talking about that. Just before that, like a few minutes before that, or
Okay.
maybe even a minute or two before that, he beats Joe Gomez in the box with a take on, dribbles past another guy, and then takes a shot. Or maybe this was the shot that led to the corner where Varane was juggling the
Yeah,
ball,
probably.
laid it off. Yeah, I think that was it. I don't
And
remember, but
like so many near misses in that game. I think it was a nervy end because Salah gets that goal back because
no,
Liverpool
but
basically.
you know what? Honestly, maybe between minute 80 to 85, I was feeling jittery. But after 85, I was like, oh, they're gonna see this through. No harm, no foul. Like
You're a
I
brave
for one
man.
for the first time did not feel jittery during squeaky bum time.
Yeah, I think once it got to the 90th minute and the way the game ended up going, I felt fairly confident that they'd see through the game because
Especially when he
uh,
brought on the subs that he did. He brought on Wan Bissaka, pure defender. He brought on
mhm,
Fed, proper destroyer.
yeah. And Fred almost there's that moment where I think Allison just about gets the ball as the ball is being slotted to Van de
Yeah,
Beek.
yeah.
That would have capped off a glorious display. And Malasia, I think, was having he finished the game, right?
Yeah, he did.
Um, yeah, so that boy played out of his skin. He has that Evra build. I that he has
Yeah,
that.
that's honestly that's how I felt like watching him the entire game. I'm like, this is like Evra all over again.
Yeah, like he has that like Evra, that the way he carries himself, and like he's got that same. He's on more or less the same height. um, stocky dude. I was like, oh, this is. I don't know if things play out well. We could be looking uh, at the future left back for a few years. I don't know. I've said that about Luke Shaw. He has been our future left back for many years, but he's been absolute shite for most of it. Um,
I said that about Cameron Borthwick Jackson, dude.
listen, I was a part of that hype train as well. Nobody could whip a ball in like that dude. Okay, the way that dude used to whip crosses in, I was like, where did he come from?
Dude sounds like a law firm on Fifth Avenue.
Where are you going? I'm just heading down to Borthwick Jackson's to figure.
Oh God. First it was Bootner, and then it was Jackson.
Oh yeah,
God, the
Alexander
number of
Butner.
left backs we've been through.
Then Alex Telles. How could we forget about him?
Alex Telles, oh, and there was someone before him. I mean, Rojo played there for a bit.
Daily Blind, who basically
Daily
ran
Blind.
games from left back for us. Daily Blind, everyone keeps talking about height and Daily Blind not having enough height. Him and Chris Smalling was so good together. Funnily
Yeah,
enough,
dude.
not my favorite United centre back pairing. Since my favorite United centre back pairing post Fergie, for no reason but the sheer batshit craziness of it, was Eric Bailly and Marcus Rojo. It's like you had you had just it was chaos. I remember Diego Costa trying to fight both of them, and it just didn't work out for him.
And you know what? I was just reading a stat. Varane has lost 4 games for United. That 4 out of 24 games United. That whenever he started as centre back.
I mean, did he start with Harry Maguire? Is that why he lost those 4 games?
Yeah.
Oh goodness!
Can you
Dude,
believe
Chelsea.
it?
If you want Harry Maguire, we'll take the LeBron James of soccer for him. That's all we need.
Dude, we need another centre back. What do you? I mean, who are you going to play in centre back if you know Varane's getting injured, and when he gets injured, who are you playing in centre back?
We have the other idiot. No,
By
no,
Lindelof.
Lindelof, Iceman.
Yes,
I,
man.
weirdly enough, I never thought this day would come. Well, Lindelof has taken a higher ranking in the pecking order when it comes to like defenders. I would much rather he be the third centre back and they promote from within, like a
You know
younger centre
what?
back.
You know what? Like, so I don't know who said this. I know it was one of the pundits who said this, but I'm not sure who. I think it was Gary Neville. He said if you play Lindelof with Van Dijk, Lindelof will be one of the best defenders in the EPL.
I think Lindelof is a great ball playing defender. I just think he gets caught. Like everyone talks about height, Lindelof is great. Is a pretty tall dude, but sucks in the air. As opposed to Lisandro Martinez, who's what 5'9", but is out jumping everybody and everyone's mother.
Just,
So
just so that you know, Lisandro Martinez has not lost a single-headed duel in the 3 games in the Premier League. He has won them all.
see, I was about to make the argument to push him into midfield because our
I was
midfield is
going
what
to,
it is.
yeah, I was going to make the argument. I mean, I was about to say it in last week's show. It was in my head. I don't know why I didn't say it, but I wanted to push him into midfield. But now that Casemiro's there,
We
let's
still
just keep.
need we still need a what do you call?
You know what? I think he should play Casemiro and Ericsson.
I think that's kind of what happened. Ericsson played next to McTominay, right?
Yeah.
So
So why do you want to fix it if it ain't broke? You just get a better CDM next to Ericsson. Ericsson will be the man who carry. I mean, Casemiro will be the man who passes it forward. Ericsson and Bruno can then carry it forward for you. If
uh,
he still wants to play his possession based football, because I don't think it works. The one time we switch back to let's just play counter attacking football, these players are built for it. This just took me back to Ole's second year in charge when we finished second. It
mhm.
was classic counter attacking football. There was
He was
no,
very much like Ole Ball. I'm not gonna like
yeah, it
defend
was
him.
proper Ole ball. Like, I mean, this reminded me of that Daniel James versus City game, you know? You know
Yeah,
what I'm talking about, right? Like,
yeah. Where Zinchenko got tore a new asshole.
exactly. So this is, I mean, we have the players for that. We don't have a players like the way City do that that are good with the ball at their feet. first things first, we don't have a keeper who can distribute.
That's what they're looking at, right? I think by the time the window ends, especially over the next week or so, we're going to see we're going to see a new keeper coming through the door, like a number two to challenge David De Gea. You're going to see a center midfielder come through the door. This Anthony
Anthony's
deal
almost done, dude. It's what, 94 million
it
euros? I
makes
was like,
no sense to me to have spunk so much money on that dude when
and
you
even
can get.
Gakpo, apparently they're in for both of them.
I have like massive reservations over players that have come from the Dutch league. Now, Anthony's best season is half of what Depay scored in like that season at PSG before we brought him. So,
Is he
and
a
we all know
striker
how
or a right winger? What is
he's
he?
a left winger or a right winger kind of who and he's very what do you call expressive, like those that proper Brazilian flair. Um, you don't know, but I you know what I envision now? I envision a midfield of Casemiro and Fred playing together. The Brazilian national team midfield will be together.
I remember I sent you
Uh,
the stat. They've lost only one game. They played 18 together.
yeah, I mean,
Drawn one, lost one.
international football is a very different beast, right?
But imagine if Fred and Casemiro play together.
I think
I
Fred will
don't
definitely play.
see us. I don't see us conceding a lot. If Maguire plays, then yes. But like, if those two play, I don't see us conceding a lot. But then again, I don't
Speaking of
see any
conceding,
ball movement. But then because both of them can't play with ball at their feet.
yeah, you need a Frankie De Jong. I mean, as much as I hate to say it, you need Frankie De Jong. I don't know what's happening there. I don't know what chaos is unfolding there. They desperately need a
Dude, they
Frankie De Jong.
they they're gonna lose their center back, the one they recently signed,
Yeah, the I don't know what
for
Barcelona are
free.
doing.
For free.
I don't. Maybe that's something we should look at as well. Jules Koundé on a free. I'll take
Yeah.
him. Who
Oh,
knows? I
I
mean,
take him in a heartbeat, dude.
yeah, and then we'll give them Maguire for free. You can register him. Anyway, they were interested at some point, right? So,
Yeah.
but speaking of conceding a lot of goals, take our attention towards Ellen Road on Sunday, where Chelsea took on Leeds. And speaking of goalkeeping errors, another stupid idiot who can't play with his feet, Edward Mendy, dude. What are you
What was
doing?
he thinking? What was he thinking? Oh my god.
Brandon Aronson, like okay, I mean, I appreciate it, I really do. Like you pressed him, and then when the ball is literally on the goal line, you're trying to like have a no look shot. Come on, like,
Oh, come on. The ball is anyway going to go in. Yeah, he
yeah,
probably knew it.
yeah. Uh, so like
Dude,
I mean,
okay,
and
I don't blame. I mean, who do you blame for that first goal apart from Mendy? Because the back pass was pretty normal. Like, I don't know why Mendy took 3 touches.
it's Mendy, dude. And I feel the moment he saw him being pressed, he should have just cleared the ball, and
He
then he
had
should
a
have left.
chance to clear the ball. That's what I'm trying to say. He could have easily cleared the ball. I don't know why he had to take the second touch and then the third touch.
Yeah, so it's like it makes I don't know, some keeper there was. I think this is not the first mistake he's made. I think that's why Chelsea fans are pissed off about it, um, and rightfully so, right? Because now that gives Leeds an advantage in the game. The crowd is up. Rodrigo makes it too soon after, and bam, like, and at that point, see, as much as I like, you look at Chelsea and you think, okay, I don't know where the goals are going to come from because there's no guaranteed goal getter in that team. There is no striker in that team. And now there's a weird experiment of playing Reece James at right centre back. I don't know for what joy. Clearly, like negating all of his attacking prowess. The second half comes in, still more of the same Chelsea, and Jack Harrison bundles up the ball in for 3-0. Tuchel makes up some wild excuses like managers usually do. Koulibaly gets sent off, stupid idiot, especially after having such a
Stupid.
great performance against Spurs the week before. So it's really they're also kind of stuck in the same situation as us, as well as Liverpool. Liverpool looked like they're in more trouble because they're refusing to sanction any signings for the midfielders. They
They're desperate. They desperately need a midfielder.
They need, because Thiago
desperately,
can't stay fit, and Henderson
and
looks
and
very
not
much
even
on the way.
Fabinho.
Yeah,
Fabinho gets injured quite a lot as well.
yeah. So it's like you don't know. You have no idea what like what midfielder is going to start the next game week as well. It's complete chaos in that team. Um, and then so I think Cosmo has a great point about in the chat. He mentions I don't know why Chelsea attackers are standing on the ball and kicking it hard into opposition defenders' legs. I
But you
and
know what?
Karthik.
Like, I'll tell you what. Like, I think we've been saying this. We've been harping on this for the last two game weeks, where we
Mhm.
kept saying, "Okay, Chelsea played a really good game against Spurs. Let's not take that away from them." But the first game, who was it against? Where they narrowly won 1-0. I think was it Everton? No.
uh, Everton, yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, that game was so listless. Like Dode said on our pod, watching paint dry would have been more fun.
Yeah, I just feel that's kind of where they're at now. And I know the Aubameyang deal is close. They're going to sign him, and he's going to be their striker. But I'm not quite sure if that's the long term solution, or maybe it's just like a putting a plaster over an axe wound, hoping that, or rather, the band aid over an axe wound, and hoping that things will sort itself out, and they'll have a focal point in the attack. Uh, I don't know. Chelsea seem like a club that's been taken over by new management that's not quite sure what to do uh, in the footballing world. But before, like we know we shit on Chelsea some more. Props to Jesse Marsh, dude. I had them going down. That Rodrigo was the top goal scorer in the league, and he was deemed to have not fit the Bielsa system. So Jesse Marsh, for all the Ted Lasso jokes that they keep throwing his way, and I am so sick of hearing that he's American. I am so tired of it. Yes, it was funny the first three times, like, but it's done. It's over. It's an American dream in Yorkshire. I'm like, dude, come on. Like, I'm so sick of hearing Jesse Marsh being an American. Give me something new. Brandon Aronson also is American. Okay, I'm going to make another American-based joke on it. Speaking of the Americans, the U.S. men's national team have a really strong core of players. Uh, Watch out for them. I wouldn't say this World Cup is a bit too soon for them, but I'd say a few years down, they could be they could
The
be
next
real
World Cup
contenders.
is in the US.
Yeah, and by then, like with that team being the way it is, Weston McKinney, there is a guy whose name, oh my god, I can't pronounce. They have this dude, Brandon Aronson, Christian Pulisic if he can stay fit. Dest also, I think, is there, right? Dest is their right
Yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah.
So
Sergio
the American,
Dest.
yeah, I think football in America, or soccer, is now getting. I'm waiting. I think there'll be a day when I'll turn on Fox, and then I'll have Skip Bayless and and Shannon Sharp fighting over Christian Pulisic being called the LeBron James of soccer. So, uh, I mean, Karthik has also mentioned in the chat about how much faith he has in Todd Bowley, who built a really good organization with the LA Dodgers.
Did the Dodgers win the World Series?
I'm not quite sure. I know all my latest update on baseball news is that the Yankees beat the Mets again, and the Yankees have been shitting on the Mets all over Twitter. That's the extent of my baseball knowledge.
I just know this Mets signed this new dude, and he's got his own entrance music.
Oh really? By God.
Yeah, yeah, dude. They play the song. I'll share it to you on our chat. They play the song whenever he enters. This new pitcher that the Mets got. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh
I don't
wow.
remember his name. Something Diaz, Edwin Diaz, or something like that.
I've dude,
Oh,
I
see,
tried.
Edwin Diaz. See, that's what
Karthik Bhargava is like some intense
Karthik
baseball.
Bhargava. I don't know where he's. I mean, shout out to Karthik Bhargava wherever
In the
you are.
chat, yeah. I don't know why you're watching baseball, my friend. Maybe it's really interesting, and if it is, you need to explain it to me. You could be the guy like John Boy on Twitter who explains crickets to Americans in baseball terms. You can explain baseball to us in cricket terms.
He's a closer. I knew he was a pitcher, like he's the closing pitcher.
Mhm.
Where
So
are you
yeah,
from, Karthik Bhargava? I think you should put it in the chat. Which part of the world you're from?
yeah, like damn.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
but he
he
likes,
lives in Lucknow.
but he
But
likes sports history.
but he likes sports
Damn.
history. Yeah.
Shreyas has also commented in the chat. Says, guys, do you think Arsenal need defensive midfield reinforcements? No, I
Why
don't
would they?
think.
They
I
have
think.
they have two players on contract and one on loan, don't they?
Yeah, I really wouldn't. I think you guys are
Yeah.
good for now. I think
Dude,
maybe
Arsenal
next.
are right now the team to beat.
Yeah, and we have them in about 2 weeks' time. Well, I think the
Yeah,
game
we'll
after
beat them. No
Southampton is
worry. All we have
Arsenal.
to do is sit back, relax, and then play on the counter.
I I don't know. I'm more like okay, that's the game you unleashed Ronaldo. All right, my son.
Look. No. Trust me, we cannot out Arsenal. We cannot
Uh-huh.
pass Arsenal because their
Hmm.
players are way better on the ball technically.
Yes, I fully agree. So, Sid, let's like switch into predictions for the
Let's go.
upcoming game week, and we'll look like quick.
Oh, we got lunchtime kickoff. Finally, I can
Yeah,
watch a United game. I told you, right? I'm not
but
gonna watch them until they win.
I mean now you can.
Now I will.
Did you watch the Liverpool game?
I didn't watch it the night because I told you I'm not gonna watch them until they win. When I
Uh-huh.
woke up in the morning and I saw 2-1, I saw 2-1. I actually didn't see the score line. Trust me, I just
Uh-huh.
saw like 500 and something odd messages on my phone.
Uh-huh.
I knew something had happened, and that I like completely shut off from social media. Came back home in the evening on Monday,
Mm-hmm.
or rather Tuesday, and then watched the entire game.
I put my phone on D&D in the night, and then I
Uh,
think Tushar kept pinging us in the chat saying, "You should be watching this game. Are you watching this game? Is anybody watching this game?" And I'm like, I'm not responding to anybody uh, till I finish watching this game. And then eventually, when it did, I breathed that huge sigh of relief. Then it went on, started responding to messages and so on. But we have the lunchtime kickoff against Hassan Hootle's tricky Southampton uh, team. I don't know what to expect. You know what? I fully believe
we'll
because
go back to the United of old.
yes, 2-2. This is my prediction.
Do you know
I
what?
want.
I think we'll nick this one 2-1.
Oh, you're going 2-1. Okay. We concede first, or we
Oh no. We're gonna concede. I just think we're gonna score first, then concede, and then we're gonna score the winner.
okay. Exciting game. Um, I don't have as much faith as you do. Dude, I fully expect the first game back that you watch for them to end up in a draw or a loss.
Please don't. Finally, some lifeline that I can watch. Cosmo
Then
saying 2-1. You know what? Just take off Vishnu's name or something and put Cosmo's name over there. Let's see if Cosmo can win this week's
yeah, cool. Cosmo, let's
predictor.
put you in here this week. So
Oh, Cosmo said 3-0 loss to Chelsea in previous episode. You know what, Cosmo? We're gonna go back and play it and then see if he actually said a 3-0 loss.
and he's a Chelsea fan that too. So I
And he's
don't
a
know. Like,
Chelsea fan, so I'm surprised he said 3-0 loss.
yeah, damn weird. Okay.
Okay,
Uh,
Cosmo says 2-1 Southampton, man.
2-1 Southampton. Okay, damn.
Yeah.
Cosmo the soothsayer.
Okay.
Now, in terms of the next game,
Brent,
Brentford
Brent,
Everton.
I think Brentford's
Uh,
getting this one.
I think Lampard's getting sacked. Is what's going to happen. Brentford are
He's
going to.
my first. I think I have Everton going down.
I do too. You know what? I didn't, but I feel if they stick with him, they're going to go down.
Go to season predictions. I don't know if Akshay updated it because I'm fairly certain I had Everton going down.
You had my friend in terms of relegation, Nottingham, Palace, and Everton. Yes.
Yeah. I have
Mm,
Everton going down.
So I'm going for a 2-0 Brentford win here. I don't see Everton scoring.
Yeah,
Ivan
same.
Toney is super in demand right now.
I think 3-0 I think I'll go with Cosmo on this one. 3-0 Brentford.
He's also going 3-0. I can't see the chat as I'm entering stuff here.
Yeah, yeah. He said 3-0. I can see the chat.
Right, perfect. 3-0 to
Karthik says
Cosmos.
Chelsea has that one game against a bottom half team where they lose 3-0 or 4-0 to them.
Yeah, I know, and he was
That's
right, and
usually
I kind of thought,
Bournemouth.
yeah, no, it's usually like West Brom. They'll kind of what do you call? They'll kind of end up conceding 5 goals. They'll have that one weird anomaly game, and that I think Leeds
Yeah,
might have been that game. But they still look very shaky. I don't know. I've been saying this for a full season in the game, and they still haven't addressed it. They don't have a strike force that's worthy of getting them the goals.
yeah. I think there's one striker short of competing for top four.
Yeah. Now Brighton leads. Brighton are
Brighton.
unbeaten since the start of the season. I think they'll concede in this game, but I think they'll come out 3-1 winners.
Oh, I have Leeds winning this one.
Oh damn! Why?
I think they've been very unlucky. By the way, even Leeds have been undefeated this season.
Oh, Leeds are undefeated as well. Oh, then that could
Yeah,
be.
I think I think
I
they
think
also have.
Brighton at the Amex might just be the.
Cosmos has 2-2 draw. I think 2-1 Leeds. Leeds have been spectacular this season, man. I think they're unlucky to be 9 of 9.
Mhm.
Let me just pull up the. Cosmo has 2-2 draw. I say 2-1 Leeds.
You say 2-1 to Leeds. Okay.
Cosmo is 2-2 draw.
Almost a 2-2 draw. All right.
Yeah, see, Leeds are on 7 points too, undefeated.
No. Oh,
So
great. Oh, crazy. Okay.
yeah,
Um.
I think the only game they drew was uh, the Saints game where they were leading and then Saints came back and drew 2-2.
Okay. Oh yeah, right. That was a game.
Chelsea,
Yeah, so
Chelsea,
Chelsea.
Leicester.
I think Chelsea are winning this comfortably. 3-0. Leicester look gone.
But Leicester look listless. We might as well call them listless Leicester.
Oh, well played. Well played.
2-0.
2-0 to the Blues. Oh wait,
Co-
I've.
uh,
Yeah, there we go.
Cosmos has 2-1 Chelsea.
2-1 to Chelsea. He has faith in his team this week. Liverpool, Bournemouth. Does anyone sense an upset, or are we all going for like 3-0s? I'm going for a 3-0.
Liverpool concede first, come back and win. 3-1
So you
Liverpool.
won. No, okay.
So they've conceded the first goal in the last 7 Premier League. I mean last 7 games dating back to the last season.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. They've always played from behind. I mean, this reminds me of the United team in 2020
Yeah,
where
where
we
they
always
kept coming back
conceded
and
and then
winning.
came back. Yeah, kept
Yeah,
coming back and win.
such faith in that team.
Cosmos has 4-1 Liverpool.
Oh, no one's keeping clean sheets. Lovely. City Palace. Oh, I think Palace have something in this game. I'm going for a 1-1 draw
Palace
or 2.
gets something.
Yeah, I'm
I
going for
feel like it's a
a
2-2 drop.
2-2 draw.
Palace is City's bogey team.
Yeah, they always cause them an issue at the Etihad.
Yeah.
They just
I feel like it's a
always
1-1 draw. A
going
1-1
for a
draw.
1. Okay, going for a 1. I'm going for a 2-2. A Desmond.
You know,
Cosmo.
s- Cosmos has 2-1 City.
Oh, damn. Nice. Arsenal Fulham. Could this be the game Arsenal drop points in?
No, that's a comfortable 3-0 win for Arsenal.
3-0? I don't think it'll be okay. You're going 3-0. I think this will be 2-1. I think this is a game where Arsenal get a bit of a fright. I don't think Fulham will probably be the toughest test they've had so far. Think of the teams they've played. They've played a Palace team that was out of sorts and then basically came back in the second half. They played a listless Leicester team and a Bournemouth team that looks out of shape, out of sorts. The way
Didn't
Palace,
Fulham play Liverpool?
the way Fulham attacked Liverpool, I think if
Yeah.
they attack Arsenal, we'll see something. But I think Arsenal have enough firepower to get through. So I'm predicting a 2-1 win to Arsenal here.
Cosmos has 3-2 Arsenal.
3-2.
That'll be a fun game if that's the
I,
scoreline at the end.
yeah, that'd be really great. Now, I think this is the game that inches Steven Gerrard towards the sack. Who now you can always have the debate who was the worst manager, Gerrard or Lampard. Funny how life works. So, um,
You know
uh,
what? I mean, Moyes could get the sack too. He's got 0 out of 9 so far.
I think Moyes' job is more safe than Gerrard's is at this point. And I feel West Ham come out of that there with the result. I think West Ham come out of there 2-1 winners. I
Cosmo
believe
agrees with you. He says 1-0 West Ham.
I feel like West Ham are more united than Villa are. I think Villa he's lost the dressing room.
You know what? I think it'll be a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. Maybe this is the game. So when David Moyes gets his points on the board. Wolves Newcastle. I hate watching Wolves. I hate watching Wolves. I really hope they get relegated this year. I just, but I
Why?
they
What have they ever done with you? What
you
done to
remember
you? Sorry.
United Wolves games?
Oh,
Absolutely
dude.
the worst.
I hate United Wolves games. I can't stand them. But like they're
Yeah,
a really nice team. As a neutral, if you want to watch, they play solid football, I would say.
they're very. I think they're toothless up front without Pedro Neto or Jimenez, and Pedro Neto
I
they're
think
trying to sell for 50 million.
Jimenez is coming back this game week. That's what I
Okay,
read.
but I
So
still think if Callum Wilson is injured, I think Wolves get something out of this game. If he's not, and I don't think they took him out as a precaution, so I think he might start the game, and I think Newcastle run out 2-0 winners.
Cosmos says 3-0 Newcastle. I say
Then you do it. The Saudis will not want.
2-1 Newcastle.
Yeah, 2-1 to Newcastle. Okay, so we all got Newcastle winners. Now, Forest versus Spurs. What do you have? Spurs still don't look like they're clicking. I think they're almost there, but they're just missing that little sprinkle. Like
No, that's
Son.
that's because Son, yeah.
Hmm.
Son hasn't come to his own yet. I think the moment he starts coming to his own, we're going to be seeing those 8 points, 9 points from
I feel
Son
like
and Kane both.
from an FPL perspective, I am like having like I feel like he's my Jared Bowen this year. A little more expensive than a Jared Bowen. And for those of you who don't know, I had Jared Bowen for 6 game weeks last year, and he got me like a sum total of 12 points. The moment I transferred him out, he started going on hat tricks and like assists, like uh, triple assists, and then I just couldn't afford him anymore. The asshole. I hated him so much. But I'm going to stick with Son and hope things work for the best. What do you have?
I have Spurs winning that 2-1, but Cosmo has 2-1 Forest.
Oh, could also work. You never know, right? Like I'm going for a 3-1 to Spurs. I think they have enough firepower to get them to the line, especially with the way Kane is going. I think Kane is purring, like he's like literally just purring, and
I, I mean, you know what? If Kane scores 2, 3 goals, I need his price to go up, man. Like come on, he's better than Haaland.
oh, for
Once
sure,
Haaland
100.
starts getting rested, Kane has to be a premium striker. There's no
Yeah, for
doubt
sure.
about it.
Also, I mean, I think that's a good point you bring up because we may have made a mistake on the last episode. The international game week is not after game week 4. I think it's on the 1st of October or towards the end of September. The next game week is on Tuesday,
Yeah.
the 29th or the 30th. I'm not quite sure. Um, so we're not going. Games are coming thick and fast. So if you've got an FPL dilemma, join me on the weekend where we'll run through run through like lineups before half an hour before the deadline. But that's that for now. Anyone have any more questions? We'd love to answer them. If not, I think we can call it a day here, my friend.
Yep.
Cool. This episode will now go out on Spotify in another hour or so. Not much to edit. Pretty straightforward episode, except the bit at the start of the episode where I'm rambling. But besides that, we'll see you on Sunday. I think, can you do a Sunday stream, Sid?
Yeah, maybe I think if you're watching the Forest Spurs game, we can do the stream while watching the
Oh,
Forest
we could
Spurs
do that.
game.
Yeah, that's something we could end up doing as well.
Yeah,
Cool, cool. All right,
yeah.
this has been fun. We'll see you on the weekend. Hopefully, United won't ruin another great weekend. It's so nice, to have United win
I
um,
know.
on a Monday, not ruin the weekend. So I didn't have to worry about them all weekend. Great fun. Sunday is
Yeah,
India versus
but you know
Pakistan.
what? Like if they win on a Saturday early kickoff, it just makes my weekend.
Yeah, it's like I can sit peacefully watch. I
Whoa.
can watch Arsenal drop points.
Cosmos says Sunday India versus Pakistan too. Is it the
Yeah,
Asia
yeah.
Cup?
The Asia Cup starts. Yeah,
Ah, nice.
I'm not gonna get tables anywhere. Good fun.
Super Sunday, nice. Because
Good
I
thing
know
to get
there's F1 also on Sunday, so
a lot of sports to catch up on this weekend.
yeah, I'm just gonna park my ass at home then.
Lovely. All right, my friends. That think that's us. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.
Yep.
See you soon.
Cheerio.